When it comes to content creation, audio is king. You may have the best camera, the best overlays, the best gameplay, and it doesn't matter if you're doing a live stream on Twitch or creating videos here on YouTube. If your audience doesn't have a good listening experience, they're not sticking around. So in this video, we're gonna look at 3 of the most popular microphones in the space, such as the Blue Yeti, the Rode PodMic, and then the microphone that I use to stream with on Twitch. So before we jump into the actual comparison, the microphone I'm talking into right now is actually just an old microphone I found laying around here at the church. It's a Sennheiser E835. We've had it for who knows how long, and it's actually the very first mic that I used whenever I started streaming back 3 years ago. I didn't know anything about audio, and I just took this XLR mic, plugged in an XLR to 3.5 millimeter cable, and just plugged it into the back of my computer, cranked the gain to 100, and just it sounded bad. If you want to hear how bad it sounded, go watch the very first video on my YouTube. I'll link it up above. It's called Judas 82, and it's bad. I didn't know anything. So after using this microphone for a few months, I decided to make an investment in my stream and bought the Blue Yeti. It was one that I had heard so much about. I've seen a lot of other people use it, and so I figured this is going to be a great next step. I used the microphone for a while, loved my time with it. I'll tell you about a few things that I learned with it, but right now let's jump over to the Blue mic so you can hear the difference. All right, this is an audio test of the Blue Yeti. It's a USB microphone, so it doesn't require any audio interface. It's just plugged in directly to the computer. The gain is set to about 45%. It's on the cardioid polar pattern. I'll put the filters like EQ, compressor, all those kind of settings on screen so you can see what we're working with. I'll have them set the same for all 3 microphones so that you can tell the difference. The Blue Yeti is available for about $115 on Amazon. It's available in blue, black, and silver. And there's a couple of things that you need to know about the Blue Yeti that I didn't know whenever I first got it. One, it's a condenser microphone, and that means that it's going to pick up everything. Right now, I have the filter for noise suppression turned on, but if I turn it off, then it goes from sounding like this to sounding like this. And now you can hear the fish tank and you can hear the air conditioner and all that, and they're not very loud. It just picks up everything, which is a good thing and a bad thing. If you have a lot of background noise, kids running around, fish tanks, air conditioners, whatever, it's going to pick it up, and it's hard to get rid of. The plus side, though, is that it picks up a lot of detail in your voice. So I have the microphone very close to me, and the gain is not set that high, but it's picking up a lot of the intricacies of my voice. So whenever I turn the noise suppression back off, you can tell there's a little bit of an effect to my voice, a little bit of this digital sound, but it's not too bad. Now, most of the time, whenever you watch a microphone comparison video, people have a set line of dialogue that they'll read or recite so that you can hear the same thing on different microphones. And I've chosen something known as the Elegy for Hollow Nest from one of my favorite video games, Hollow Knight. In wilds beyond, they speak your name with reverence and regret. For none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under palest watch you taught, we changed. Base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beast as they had never dreamed. Let's do a quick Plosives test with the Blue Yeti, and then we'll switch over to the Rode PodMic. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? All right, now this is an audio test of the Rode PodMic. This was the second microphone that I bought, and this was a big upgrade because now we're moving from USB microphones into the world of XLR microphones, which means you can't just plug it into the computer like I tried to on my first video ever. You have to use an audio interface. My Rode PodMic is plugged into the Wave XLR, which is an affordable but powerful and effective audio interface that gives you a lot of other control for like controlling your game volume, your music volume, your voice chat, all those kind of things. Very helpful for streaming. I can link a video for a review on that device, but it provides up to 75 decibels of ultra low noise gain into the microphone for microphones like the PodMic or the Shure SM7B, things like that that require a lot of extra oomph to make them go. The Rode PodMic is available for about $100, but again, you are going to need an audio interface. One big positive about the Rode PodMic is just the way that it looks. It's super hefty, it's well built, and it looks beautiful on camera. So I know audio is king, but if people are watching, they want to have something nice to look at, and this is a very pretty microphone. So here we go. Let's do the elegy for Hallownest with the Rode PodMic. In wilds beyond, they speak your name with reverence and regret. For none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under palest watch, you taught, we changed. Base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beast as they had never dreamed. And then a quick Plosives test with the Rode PodMic. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Adding a windscreen helps a bit. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Links for that windscreen and the one that was on the Blue Yeti will both be available in the description. But let's move on to the microphone that I personally use in all my videos and on my Twitch stream. Drum roll, it is the Electro-voice RE20. Now, like I said, this is the microphone that I personally use in all of my content, and I love it. This has been like the end game microphone for me. The RE20 is a microphone that's been used in radio stations and broadcast, as instrument mics. It's been used in so many different situations since it came out in the late 60s, and it's, in my mind, like the gold standard of broadcast as far as voice goes. The RE20 costs $400, so it's not cheap, but you get what you pay for. Now, whenever I was trying to decide what in-game mic I wanted personally, I came down to two that we often see compared, which is this, the RE20 versus the Shure SM7B, and both are fantastic microphones. I don't have a SM7B to compare, but I'll link a video that has a very good comparison that helped me to make my decision. But don't watch that one yet. Keep watching this video. The RE20 is also an XLR microphone, so you're going to need an audio interface just like the Rode PodMic. I'm still using the Wave XLR with the same exact settings. And one unique thing about this microphone is that unlike most other dynamic microphones, like the Rode PodMic, Shure SM7B, and many others, this microphone doesn't have much of what's called the proximity effect. So the proximity effect is, with many microphones, when you get closer to it, it'll add a lot more bass and richness to your voice. But this microphone is designed in such a way that it reduces that effect. So whether I'm talking back here or I'm talking right up on it, my voice sounds almost the same. It barely changes. Whereas on like the Rode PodMic, for example, when I get real close, it sounds like this. And when I sit back here, it sounds like this. There's quite a difference on this one. So let's read that elegy for Hallownest one last time with the RE20. In wilds beyond, they speak your name with reverence and regret. For none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under palest watch you taught, we changed. Base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beast as they had never dreamed. And a quick Plosives test with the RE20. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? The RE20 also has a proprietary windscreen, but it costs like $70, so I haven't made that purchase. Here's that same Plosives test with the same basic $10 windscreen. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? No one can seem to find that peck of pickled peppers. What even is a peck? I have no idea. Well, y'all, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're interested in any of the microphones that we talked about here in this video, there will be links in the description for all three, along with the windscreens, all the stuff that you would need, including the boom arm that I'm using, the Wave XLR. So check that stuff out. Those are affiliate links. If you click on them, it helps support what we're doing here on this channel. So thank you so much for that. Also consider liking and subscribing. And you can go follow over on Twitch if you want to come hang out live sometime. We do Bible studies, play video games together, and it's always a good time. We can also talk about microphones and everything, but one last thing for you. If you'd like to see a review that I did on this camera that I'm using, which is the Canon M50 Mark II, it's the highest viewed video on this channel. I'll leave a link right here, or where is it? Right here. You can click this link and watch that video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you again for watching. Bye.